Alright, welcome to another unboxing video. For this video, we are going to be unboxing Sai of the Torrent, or Suiko no Shin, or Mori Shin, off of Yoroiden Samurai Troopers, or Ronin Warriors. For this figure, I got him off a Big Bad Toy Store. This figure was made by Bandai Spirits, part of their Armorplus Special Color Edition. He stands a little bit above 6 inches tall. He was released this past month in March. I got the pre-order processing soon email from Big Bad Toy Store on March 30th. What that usually means is Big Bad Toy Store is about to get the shipment in, so if you need to change your credit card information or shipping information, you must do so right away because they are going to charge you very soon. So they ended up charging me a couple of days later on April 1st. He went to my pile of loot, which means it could stay there for about, I think, 60 days to 90 days before it's auto ship. It's just one way to save on shipping because Big Bad Toy Store, they have a flat rate of $4 for shipping within the US. So if you had a really large order, you could save it up as long as you can before you ship it out. That could save you a little bit of money. So I had it sent to my pile of loot on that same day. So I decided, hey, I'm just gonna ship it out. I don't have any other things coming in just yet. So I went ahead and paid for the shipping. That is when you pay for the tax as well. And then once I paid for it, it shipped out on April 4th and it ended up receiving him on April 6th. So this figure cost $184.99. I ended up paying a little bit more for the collector's boxes, which is basically the figure boxes in excellent condition and is shrink wrapped. The shipping cost $4 and the extra tax that I paid after that $187.99 was $14.40. Altogether, I paid $206.39. So yeah, for this figure, I'm pretty interested to know how this figure comes out because people have been complaining about the Armorplus, the older releases for it. But if you guys haven't, go ahead and check out the Infernal Armor one, the Rio Infernal Armor one, because the only issues I really had with that figure was the thigh piece, the little armor piece of the thigh. It was kind of loose. Other than that, you know, there was some hard pieces to kind of put together, but generally you're going to run into those issues with like these action figures. So I didn't have that big of qualm or beef about the figure. And I also have the Sentinel version of Sage of Halo if you guys want to check that one out. I am going to try to get both the Sentinel ones and the Bandai Spirit Armorplus versions as well. Yeah, I'm trying to collect them all, but I did miss out on some because I didn't start until 2021 that summer. And I didn't start getting in figures until September of 2021. Yeah, so I missed out on the older Sentinel releases. There was only one other place that I know you could get this figure in Japan, and that's Hobby Genki. And Hobby Genki is a lot cheaper. It's probably only a little bit over $100. Lately, obviously, because of Corona, you don't get these figures immediately. They always get delayed, especially if you're from the US. But he came on the release month, and I'm pretty happy for that. You could still get him off of Big Bad Toy Store right now. He's still listed under pre-order, so I guess I am one of the few ones that got him in pretty early, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get into this video. So before I start unboxing this figure, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. And I just want to say thank you. You know, on my last video, I said, hey, if you guys want to shout out, say something. No one's really said anything. So there has been a couple people that commented. I just want to say, hey, thank you just for commenting. And that is Michael Rankin. So, hey, shout out to you. Thanks for commenting. Hopefully, you know, I answered your question okay. And this is another person that's commented before, Jose Perez. I just want to say, hey, shout out to you, man. So if you guys, anyone comments or say anything, I'm going to give you a shout out until I reach that 1,000 subscribers. Once I start getting above that, I'm pretty sure it's going to be really hard to give everyone a shout out, but I'm going to keep doing it. Even if you guys say something publicly, I'm going to say your name, so get used to that. Yeah, go ahead and check out my blog at otakusen.com. I am now going to be reviewing the new anime Spy Family. I watched the first 2 episodes, really enjoyed it. And I'm also covering The Rise of the Shield Hero Season 2. Check out my reviews on otakusen.com. Check out my other anime content that I have on there. And I just want to say thank you again. I truly appreciate it. And let's go ahead and unbox this figure. You can see that Big Bad Toy Store has like their own kind of package labeling. So that's pretty cool and nice. Here is a Big Bad Toy Store kind of card. I've gotten the collector's grade from Big Bad Toy Store before. That extra $3, they're gonna, make sure that box is in mint condition. That's what you pay for, right? To have a collector's quality box. But funny enough, I'm kind of dumb. I really shouldn't have gotten a collector's one because I'm gonna open it anyway, so. They shrink wrap the box that it comes in. Yep, so it looks like it just comes taped on the opening side right here. It doesn't seem to be taped on the other side. I forgot to mention that the Bandai Armorplus figures, it comes in their own kind of Bandai box. And again, the box within the box within the box comes with another wrap. So my reaction to this box is, first, Big Bad Toy Store, the collector's grade, is very true to what they say. There are like no dents, there isn't any scratches on this box or anything that I see. So the quality of this box is what it says. So if you are a collector, if you don't want to open up your anime figures, that $3 extra for that collector's grade, or however little bit much that they charge, is pretty worth it to get, a figure box that, comes in that A+ quality, or whatever you want to call it, that collector's quality box. The way that they designed this box is very, very similar to that Rio one that I have with the Infernal armor. So it looks like on both sides of the box, there is just one little scotch tape, so it could open from either side. So here they have the instruction manual of how to put them together. Here on the back, it looks like it comes with a separate little case of other parts. Usually they'll tape the outsides of the package, but it looks like this one doesn't have it taped or anything, so it just pops straight off. Alright, so for this build, for this assembly, we are going to be doing this one right here. So it starts right there at Ichi. So here is the figure himself, side of the Torrent or Suiko no Shin, and we are going to be starting by taking literally all of the pieces that's on him off. And it looks like after you take off his head, I guess you're supposed to put the neck back on. Then next, let's go for the shoulder pad thing. And let's go for the breastplates next. I guess you pull it off from the side. Looks like the right side of his body. And then next, the below his stomach, bladder kind of area. I guess you kind of have to push it up like that. And then I guess the last thing is his knee parts. So knee parts off. So yeah, part 1 is done. I took off all the pieces that needs to be taken off. So step 2 looks like you're putting his side pieces on, and then you're putting his top armor on his chest on. So it looks like these are the 2 pieces that I have to wrap around his back and front of his body. You see it says right and it says left. So instead of trying to push the 2 pieces together at once, put that front piece on, because let's snap this off real quick. Right here with the little hole, this piece right here just snaps straight on the front of his body. See, that took me quite a bit, but this piece, there's like a little hole right on the inside. You kind of have to push this piece in. Same thing with the front, there's like a little hole. You push it in. On the back, same thing. Make sure to push that hole in, and then the sides should match up. So for the bottom of him, this is the front piece of the belly, and this is the back piece. They kind of go together. This goes here. So I guess this is what it looks like. And now we're gonna put on his breastplate front and then back piece. So yeah, the front chest piece, the breastplate, it snaps on. And again, we'll just slide that back piece back over. So the difficulty that I'm having right now is like these two holes is kind of hard to see to get these two holes down here to fit in. So maybe for the back, the best way is actually just to put these two pieces together like this and then stick it on, because it was kind of difficult to put it on separately. So let's see if putting these two pieces together and then putting him on works out a lot better. So yeah, that did help out a ton. As you can see right here, it doesn't fit like all the way perfectly on his right side, but on his left side it looks a little bit better, looks more together, because on the back piece there is a little hole to push the back plate into his back. There's two holes right here where the belly parts of the side, it kind of locks in place. It doesn't look perfect, but it fits and it's functional. As you can see right here, it's not really moving, I don't think. So that took a while, but let's take it to the next step. So the next step 3, we're gonna put his side plates onto the side of his hips. And this is the one that in the Infernal armor one where his side plates, they're a little bit loose, so you could kind of like touch it and it'll just like snap off really easily. So hopefully this one stays on a little bit better. And here you have his side pieces. Note where it says R for right, L for left. Make sure you put on the figure's right side and the figure's left side. If you see here on the hip piece and the little black part, you can see this little, the black part right here. It's supposed to fit right here. And let's put his left hip piece on. Here, it looks good. Yeah, it doesn't feel loose or anything. Tapping in, giving it a little good tap, it stays on, and that is great. Step 4, we're going to put his little knee pad things and the armor all around his shin. So his knee, his shin, and then his foot. For his knee armor part, you see is labeled on R right there. Same thing with the left knee armor is labeled with the L. Just like that, it snaps on. Now for the armor for his shin, it is also labeled with the L. It's also labeled with the R. And it should just slide in like that. You want to put it in at an angle. Snaps in. This one should snap in too. There it goes. I believe this is how it should look. And yeah, one last thing. Here you have his foot armor right here. It's also labeled R for right, L for left. This is what it looks like. And it should just snap into place. Put it at an angle. Yeah. Just like if you just push it together, it just snaps into place. So that's pretty nice. Boom. Here you have his armor plates on his leg on there. Very, very simple, very, very easy. It also helps that this is like my 3rd time putting on like an action figure like this. So I'm kind of used to how the pieces are run, or how the pieces are generally how they're gonna fit. Because the first time doing this, guys, oh my goodness, it took me forever. And step 5, here we're gonna put his armor on the back of his hand, the armor for his arm, and then the shoulder pieces. So here are the little armor pieces for the back of his hand. Here for the back of his hand is really hard, but very, very, very small. You see for the armor, you see very faintly there's like a little R right here for his. You gotta just trust me that it has a little R right there. You'll notice like the holes are a little bit different sizes, so you want to just obviously match it up with the right hole. Boom. Boom. And then for his arm piece, his right side of his arm, it has a little R right here. Right side of his armor piece, it has a little claw. It's a little claw piece. And then the left side of his arm is just a regular armor piece. So here on his arm, there's like little hole indents where the arm goes on. And very easily, it snaps right into those little holes. And again, the little holes act as a guide. It will just naturally kind of fall in place. You kind of just have to push it in there. Now we have his armor into place. Now let's put the shoulder pads on. Again, it's labeled with the R, labeled with, I guess the left piece doesn't really have the little L on there, or labeled somewhere where I can't see it. Here you see where the little white, on the inside of the shoulder, there's a little space right in the middle. That is where the white part slides into. And I ain't gonna lie, this was a huge pain to try to get this slide in. It took a bit. So same thing with the left side of his body. You want to stick this white part inside of his armor where there is space between the black, and hopefully it just slides in there. And I guess the trick is to kind of angle it right here and then push it in this way. I guess it slid in a lot better than trying to go from the top down, but from the side in, it fit in like a lot easier. And there you have the top of his body armor done. Now we gotta just stick in his dang head. So that's number 6 right here. We're gonna stick his head in. So there's the face plate, there's the hair, and then there's the armor that goes around his head. So let's go ahead, put together his face and head. So he does come with this other face plate right here, but I do not want to use that one. But let's go ahead and put together, or take apart this head real quick so we could put on his armor. Just like that, it comes off. And then you have his helmet armor. I think it's just 2 pieces. You kind of just remove. That was kind of scary to pull apart because it's pretty fragile. So make sure you guys are not pulling apart right here on the side of his helmet, because it could literally kind of snap off. So make sure you kind of get your finger all the way into the helmet and push it out. And here you have his face. So let's stick that helmet into place. And there's totally a little section where it all kind of naturally just fits in like that. So after getting the front face in, let's put in the back of his hair actually. And here on this other faceplate, we're gonna take his hair because it fits in the helmet. And boom, face, front armor should fit in with the hair sticking down. And now you can take the back piece of the helmet and it'll fit straight on there. Boom, snaps straight on. And for the last part, we could put the pole on his hands or we'll put it in his back. So let's just put all those pieces, all his weapons on the back of his armor. And it looks like for his little knife, there is a little kind of sheath for him to put it in. And that apparently goes in the right shoulder. And I guess for the back piece to kind of hold his trident thing, his trident weapon. Remember the back where it has like this little hook? It looks like it comes with like 4 different hooks for like different angles. You see right here, it just kind of latches on pretty simply. And just like that, trident thing just snaps right on. And then you'll want to have the kind of yin and yang facing towards you. Here, you could kind of adjust it. So yeah, there you have it. This is the main build that I'm gonna stick with for this video. I am running out of battery. I'm almost 2 hours into the shoot and I haven't even done the review yet. So let's put everything back together and then we'll do the review. He's super tight. That was easy. All right, so let's talk about this figure. So just to reiterate, I got this figure from BigBadToyStore.com. I paid $184.99 for the figure, and I added an extra $3, so $187.99 for the collector's edition, the collector's box. It comes in that pristine collector's mint condition box, and with shipping I got like just the flat rate shipping. It was FedEx Smart Post for $4, and the tax for $187.99 was $14.40. So altogether I paid $206.39. I got their pre-order notification coming in on March 30th telling me, hey, make sure you get your payment and your shipping correct. And by the time it was April 1st, they charged me, and then it sent to my pile of loot on Big Bad Toy Store, like Hobby Japan, like many other stores. They let you kind of hold your figures up to a certain period of time. For Big Bad Toy Store, I believe it's about 60 days or maybe even 90 days, where they'll let you hold and store your figures up to that amount before it's automatically shipped to you. So this is just a great way to save money if you're buying a bunch of stuff that you just don't want to constantly pay all that shipping for. So yeah, for $4 to buy a bunch of figures, you could save a lot of money. And then yeah, it shipped on April 4th, and I ended up getting him on April 6th. Yeah, so for me, for Bandai, for the Armorplus, there's only one place in Japan that I know for sure that I could get him, and it's in Osaka, a place called Hobby Genki. You could get him for really a lot cheaper than you can from Big Bad Toy Store. Big Bad Toy Store, there is a hefty premium that you're paying for. So if you're just buying it the regular edition, which is $184.99, when I say regular edition, I mean just not shrink wrap in that collector's mint edition, mint condition box. So Hobby Genki, you could get it for the figure itself probably like a little bit over $100 to maybe $110. With shipping, I mean, it's in a smaller box, so you're probably paying at most $30 for DHL, EMS, or anything like that. So you're probably looking at $140 compared to $187 to $206 that I paid off Big Bad Toy Store. I like that I don't have to pay. That is one good thing that, about Big Bad Toy Store. You don't have to pay. You could drop your pre-orders anytime, pretty much before month of release. So that is very beneficial for the consumer. I mean, the figure himself, guys, I am super impressed with this figure. He's dope. I mean, putting him together, it was relatively easy, and the Infernal armor, it took me a while to put him together. It was my first figure of Ronin Warriors, an action figure in general, that I tried to put together. So it did take me quite a while to put them together. But everything about Side of the Torrent, this Armorplus edition, I mean, a lot of people, they kind of rag on them. I still read comments that people prefer the Sentinel version. But man, none of the pieces broke. It looks freaking amazing. The painting it's off the chain. It's off the hook, man. It's dope. Putting him together with so many different ways to put him together, it's just a good figure. Like, I don't know, man. I'm really impressed. And dare I say, I might like him a little bit more than the Sentinel version, because, man, I don't know, guys. It's just, he looks really good. This is really good quality. If you guys had to choose between Sentinel or Bandai, I don't think you are losing either way. I don't think you're losing. So it's just a matter of preference of what I've seen so far. I am getting another Sentinel figure, the Ronin Estrada from Entertainment Earth. I should be getting him in within the next 2 months, hopefully. So I'll be taking a look at that figure. And I'm also getting the Kento of Hard Rock. he should be coming in May or June. So that is another Bandai Armorplus Special Color Edition that I am getting. So I'm pretty happy that I'm getting both. I mean, from what I can tell, what I've seen, man, he looks good. The parts didn't break. It looks very pristine. So I'm pretty happy that, you know, that I got this kind of collector's edition. One, because the boxes came clean. I mean, I wouldn't really know how all the parts fit because I didn't put together every single part. The piece that I had the problem the most with in the Infernal armor was the hip piece. And this hip piece, I mean, it came off one time, but I was able to put them back together. And as you can see here, the thigh parts of this armor, I can move it up and down with no real problem. So in terms of his functionality, his legs, it goes about 45 degrees all the way around. You won't be able to do the straight splits with this figure, but you don't really need to with him. Yeah, so about 45 degrees to the sides, like a semi-split, and then straight ahead. And in terms of his arms, this is one thing that might bother. His arms doesn't actually go out away sideways. If you try to lift up his arms to lift it up on the sides, his shoulder armor gets in the way and it'll pop off. So in terms of moving his arms to the side, you can't really do that. But in terms of his arms rotating, it does rotate 360 degrees. So you will be able to lift his arm up and spin it around. It's just when you try to lift it up to the sides, you could just tell by looking at the armor, the shoulder armor pieces it's just gonna pop off. It's not really meant to move in that direction. But in terms of functionality, he moves pretty smoothly. I don't really have any trouble like moving his body parts around. It's not really clunky or anything like that. It's just the one downside is you can't lift his arms to the sides at about a 180 degree angle. But his arms do spin around at a, you know, kind of like a windmill kind of action. So that is pretty much how this figure moves. Everything just fit on nicely. Everything, you know, it did take some time. Obviously, these things, you kind of have to put it in the right way to fit in pretty good. But yeah, I don't know, man. I really like this figure. Man, I'm not really into action figures. Not a big fan of putting together all these pieces. I'm a scale guy. That's who I am. But I love this show so much. It's just so an intricate part of my childhood. It's just, you know, when I was an embryo, I'm like already watching this anime, this show that's on TV. It's just been so much a part of my childhood that like I have to get these no matter what form they are in. I've always wanted this as a child. So it's kind of like a childhood dream. Like, wow, I finally got him. And, you know, I'm so happy that I got him still later. I turned 31 this year. I turned 31 next month in May. Yeah, I'm happy that they re-released them again for the anniversary or whatever reason that they want to come up with to release these figures. I'm really happy because the quality over time, it just gets better and better and better. And I'm happy that, hey, I'm not getting the earlier versions of him because obviously people really complain. And it just comes up again and again. That's why I keep saying that. It comes up again and again. The Sentinel one is better, you know. The Armorplus breaks, blah blah blah. It's just the same comments over and over. But this one, you guys don't have to worry about it. It's freaking dope. The pieces come together well. You know, I mentioned a lot about the Sentinel version, the Seiya Halo one, that it has this glossier kind of look that kind of has that shine, which is, you know, something I prefer. This one, it doesn't really, you know, have that kind of glow, that kind of gloss, but I'm not complaining. This one, the color, the teal color, it looks pretty dope. I think the Infernal one, because that color comes in a little bit more of that metallic color. So that one would have made more sense to have that kind of glow, that kind of gloss painting to it. So this one, I don't really have a problem with it. The colors, it's great. I mean, man, I love it. I really do. His face, even when he had his hair on, it looked just like the character. There's all the pieces, all the other faceplate with him with a more different face, it looked just like him as well. And I don't really have anything negative to say about this figure. Yeah, other than that, this review this is an easy one. If you want to get a good quality Ronin Warrior figure, you won't go wrong with Sentinel or Bandai, and that is just the hill I'm gonna die on. From what I've experienced, man, it's freaking awesome. It's worth it. There has been a couple comments, especially for the Infernal Armor one and the Sentinel one. Yo, this isn't worth it. You know, that I don't want to spend that much money. But thinking of it again, who else is going to make these characters? Who else is going to build these? There's only 2 companies, and thank goodness that they actually do a good job. Bandai Spirits and Sentinel. If you want to collect figures from the show, from the anime, go ahead and don't even like question this purchase, because he's good quality all around. And yeah, if you guys haven't, check out that Infernal Armor one, the Rio Infernal Armor one from Bandai Spirits, the Armorplus Special Color Edition. And I also have that Seiya Halo figure from Sentinel. I have that video up as well. Those are my older videos, so over time I feel like my video's gotten a little bit better, so hopefully this video is a little bit better as well. But yeah, go ahead and check that out if you guys want to get a closer look at it. The resale market for these, they're just gonna, once they're out, guys. They're gonna cost a lot no matter what. So make sure you guys buy these figures while it's still available, because once they're gone, they're gonna be gone. Yeah, before I close out this video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. I'm a little bit over 100 and I'm at 138 subscribers as of April 17th. This is Sunday. Yeah, shout out to Jose Perez for leaving a nice comment. And also shout out to Michael Rankin. Thank you guys for commenting. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for watching the video. And if you guys want to shout out, hey, leave a comment. If you guys just straight up want to shout out, just say I want to shout out and I'll shout out your name. And I appreciate it so darn much. Go ahead and check out my blog, otakusen.com. I also have my figure reviews there. And I also cover anime. The 2 new anime that I'm covering right now is Spy Family and The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2. So go ahead and check out my blog, otakusen.com for those. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.